More than 70% of drivers may already be breaking at least one new rule without even realizing it. And in 2026, that simple mistake could cost you hundreds of dollars, points on your license, or worse, your ability to drive at all. Sounds extreme? That's exactly what's happening as new California driving laws quietly roll out, catching millions completely off guard. The scary part is, most people won't even know they've done something wrong until it's too late. Imagine this. You're driving like you always do, checking your phone for a second, cruising a little over the speed limit, or trusting your car's smart features to handle things. But what if those everyday habits are now illegal? What if the rules have changed, but no one clearly told you? That's where the real danger begins, not reckless driving, but unaware driving. In this video, we're breaking down the 10 shocking reasons why so many drivers are unprepared, and what you must know right now to avoid fines, penalties, and serious trouble. Stay with us, because the last one could surprise you the most. Number 1. Rapid increase in tech. Modern cars are no longer just machines. They're rolling computers packed with sensors, cameras, and intelligent systems. But here's the problem. While technology is evolving at lightning speed, the laws governing that technology are changing just as fast, and most drivers simply can't keep up. Features like lane assist, adaptive cruise control, and driver monitoring systems are designed to make driving safer, but they also come with new legal responsibilities that many people don't even realize exist. Recent research in traffic safety shows that drivers often overtrust automation, assuming their car can handle more than it actually should. This leads to risky behavior, like taking hands off the wheel for too long or not paying full attention to the road. In 2026, new regulations are targeting exactly this issue. Drivers are now expected to remain fully engaged, even when using advanced features. That means if your car is doing part of the work, you're still legally responsible for everything. Picture this, you're cruising on the highway, your car smoothly staying in its lane, adjusting speed automatically. It feels effortless. But in that moment of comfort, you glance away for just a few seconds, thinking the car has it under control. What you don't realize is that this small action could now be considered negligence under updated laws. So what can you do? Start by understanding your vehicle's features, not just how they work, but what the law expects from you while using them. Always keep your hands ready, your eyes forward, and your focus sharp. Because in this new era of driving, technology can assist you, but it cannot replace you. Before you go, tell us honestly, which driving habit do you think could secretly get you in trouble? Drop your answer in the comments. We read every single one. And if you appreciate the effort behind breaking this down for you, take 1 second to subscribe. It truly helps us keep bringing you important updates like this. Number 2. Stricter phone usage regulations. Let's be honest, almost every driver has done it at some point. A quick glance at a notification, a fast reply at a red light, or checking directions while driving. It feels harmless, almost automatic. But in 2026, these small moments are no longer being overlooked. Laws around phone usage have become far stricter, and the definition of distracted driving has expanded in ways that might surprise you. According to multiple safety studies, even a 2-second distraction can double your risk of an accident. That's all it takes. And lawmakers have taken this seriously. Now, it's not just about holding your phone. Any physical interaction with your device while driving could lead to penalties. Even tapping your screen briefly or adjusting navigation manually can be considered a violation under updated rules. Imagine you're stopped at a traffic light. The car isn't moving, so you quickly check a message. Seems safe, right? But under newer regulations, that action could still count as illegal phone use, depending on how the law is enforced. That's where many drivers get caught. They assume not moving means not driving, but legally, that's often not the case. So how do you stay safe and compliant? The smartest move is to set everything up before you start driving. Use voice commands, enable Do Not Disturb while driving, and rely on fully hands-free systems. Train yourself to treat your phone like it doesn't exist once the car is in motion. Because in today's world, it's not the obvious distractions that get you. It's the habits you don't even think about anymore. Quick question. What's the one thing you always check on your phone while driving? Be honest, no judgment. Drop it in the comments. And if this opened your eyes even a little, hit subscribe. It's just one click, but it helps us keep creating videos that actually matter. Number 3. Electric vehicle, EV, rules confusion. Electric vehicles are no longer the future, they're the present. More drivers are switching to EVs every day, attracted by lower fuel costs and environmental benefits. But here's the hidden problem. While people are excited about the technology, very few truly understand the new rules and regulations that come with it. And in 2026, that confusion is turning into real penalties. Unlike traditional cars, EVs come with completely different driving and operational guidelines. From charging station etiquette to special lane access and parking restrictions, the rules can vary depending on the area. Studies have shown that many EV drivers unknowingly violate these rules simply because they were never clearly explained during the transition from gas-powered vehicles. Picture this: you pull into a charging station and leave your car plugged in longer than necessary. It seems harmless, you're just making sure it's fully charged. But in some areas, this can now lead to fines or penalties for blocking access to other drivers. Or imagine driving in a lane reserved for clean energy vehicles, not realizing that your specific EV model or registration doesn't qualify under updated laws. This confusion creates a dangerous mix of confidence and misinformation. Drivers assume that because they're doing something environmentally friendly, they're automatically following the rules, but that's not always true anymore. So what's the smart move? Take time to learn the specific EV laws in your area. Understand where you can park, how long you can charge, and which privileges actually apply to your vehicle. Because in this new driving landscape, being eco-friendly is great, but being informed is essential. Let's hear it. Are you Team EV or sticking with fuel cars, and why? Drop your answer below. We're curious to see what you think. And if you value the effort we put into simplifying these complex changes, take a second to subscribe. It's a small click that makes a big difference for us. Number 4. New speed enforcement technology. Speeding has always been one of the most common driving violations, but in 2026, the way it's being enforced is changing dramatically. Gone are the days when you could rely on spotting a police car or slowing down at the last second. Today, advanced speed enforcement technology is everywhere, and most drivers don't even realize when they're being monitored. Modern systems now use AI-powered cameras, automated sensors, and real-time tracking to detect speed violations with incredible accuracy. These aren't just placed on highways, they're being installed in school zones, residential areas, and even at intersections. Research shows that while these systems have helped reduce accidents, they've also led to a sharp increase in fines because drivers are simply not aware of their presence. Imagine driving down a familiar road, one you've used for years. You know every turn, every signal, and you feel comfortable going just a little over the limit. But what you don't see is a newly installed smart camera silently recording your speed. There's no warning, no flashing lights, just a ticket arriving days later. That's the new reality. What makes this even trickier is that these systems don't rely on human judgment. There's no benefit of the doubt or warning. If you're over the limit, you're penalized. Even small speed increases that you might have ignored before can now lead to consequences. So how do you stay safe? Start by treating speed limits as non-negotiable, not flexible. Pay attention to changing zones, especially in urban and school areas. Because in this new era, it's not about avoiding being caught, it's about understanding that you're always being watched. Be honest. Have you ever gone slightly over the speed limit thinking it's no big deal? Tell us in the comments. No filters. And if this made you rethink your driving habits, hit subscribe. It's just one click, but it keeps us motivated to bring you more real, eye-opening content. Number 5. Lack of public awareness campaigns. Here's something surprising. Many of the new driving laws in 2026 aren't being loudly announced. There are no big headlines, no constant reminders, and in some cases, no clear communication at all. This creates a dangerous gap where millions of drivers continue following old rules, completely unaware that the system has already changed. Studies on driver behavior consistently show that people rely heavily on habit and memory when driving. Once we learn the rules, we rarely go back to check for updates unless something forces us to. And that's exactly the issue. Lawmakers may update policies, but without strong public awareness campaigns, those changes don't always reach the average driver in time. Imagine this. You've been driving for years without any issues. You follow the same routines, take the same routes, and trust your experience. But suddenly, a rule you didn't even know existed leads to a fine or penalty. It feels unfair, but from a legal standpoint, not knowing is not an excuse. And that's where so many drivers get caught. This lack of awareness doesn't just lead to penalties, it also increases confusion and stress on the road. Drivers become unsure of what's allowed and what's not, which can actually make driving more dangerous. So what can you do? Make it a habit to actively stay informed. Check official driving updates at least a couple of times a year. Follow reliable sources, and don't assume that what you learned years ago still applies today. Because in this fast-changing environment, staying updated is no longer optional, it's essential. Let's test this. When was the last time you checked for new driving laws? Be honest and drop your answer below. And if you want us to keep doing the hard work of simplifying these updates for you, take a second to subscribe. It's just one click, but it means a lot to us. Number 6. Rideshare and delivery driver overload. The rise of rideshare and delivery services has completely transformed the way people drive, but it has also created a new kind of pressure that many aren't prepared for. Drivers working for these platforms are constantly juggling multiple responsibilities at once: navigation, customer communication, order tracking, and strict time deadlines. And in 2026, with new laws being introduced, this overload is becoming a serious problem. Research shows that multitasking behind the wheel significantly increases the chances of mistakes and missed signals. Rideshare and delivery drivers are especially vulnerable because their attention is divided between the road and their apps. A quick glance to accept a ride, check a delivery address, or respond to a customer message might seem necessary. But under stricter regulations, it could now be considered distracted driving. Picture this: you're rushing to complete a delivery on time. The app is sending notifications, the map is updating routes, and you're trying to stay efficient. In that moment, your focus shifts just slightly, and that's all it takes to miss a sign, break a rule, or trigger a violation. It's not reckless behavior, it's pressure-driven distraction. What makes things worse is that many of these drivers are unaware of how the new laws specifically apply to them. Some regulations now include stricter rules for commercial or app-based driving, meaning the penalties can be even higher. So what's the solution? If you're a rideshare or delivery driver, you need to build smarter habits. Set up your route before moving, minimize app interaction while driving, and take short breaks to reset your focus. Because no delivery or ride is worth risking your safety or your license. We want to know, have you ever felt stressed or distracted while driving for work? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might help someone else. And if you respect the effort we put into bringing you real, practical insights, take 1 second to subscribe. It truly keeps us going. Number 7. Night driving law changes. Driving at night has always required extra caution, but in 2026, it also requires a whole new level of awareness. New laws focusing on visibility, lighting standards, and driver responsibility are catching many people off guard. The challenge is that these changes aren't always obvious, yet they can have serious consequences if ignored. Studies consistently show that nighttime driving is significantly more dangerous due to reduced visibility, slower reaction times, and increased fatigue. Because of this, regulators have introduced stricter rules around headlight usage, brightness levels, and vehicle visibility. What many drivers don't realize is that even slightly dim headlights, misaligned beams, or delayed usage in low-light conditions can now be considered violations. Imagine driving just after sunset. There's still a bit of light, so you delay turning on your headlights, thinking it's not fully dark yet. But under updated rules, that delay could be enough to get flagged, especially if it reduces your visibility to others on the road. Or consider this: your headlights are working, but they haven't been checked in months. Over time, they've become weaker, less effective, and now, potentially non-compliant. Another issue is the rise of vehicles with advanced lighting systems. While these are designed to improve visibility, improper use, like keeping high beams on too long, can lead to penalties and even endanger other drivers. So what should you do? Make it a habit to regularly inspect your lights, use them earlier than you think you need to, and understand how your vehicle's lighting system works. Because at night, it's not just about seeing the road, it's about being clearly seen by everyone else. Quick question: do you usually turn on your headlights early, or wait until it's fully dark? Drop your answer below. And if you appreciate the effort behind breaking down these hidden rules, don't forget to subscribe. It's just one click, but it helps us keep creating content like this. Number 8. Expanded pedestrian and cyclist protections. Roads are no longer designed just for cars, they're being reshaped to protect pedestrians and cyclists more than ever before. In 2026, new laws are heavily focused on giving priority to these vulnerable road users, and this shift is catching many drivers completely off guard. What used to be considered a minor situation, like not fully stopping at a crosswalk, can now lead to serious penalties. Research in urban safety shows that pedestrian and cyclist accidents have been rising, especially in busy city areas. In response, lawmakers have introduced stricter rules requiring drivers to show greater caution, slower speeds, and clearer yielding behavior. The challenge is that these expectations are often higher than what drivers are used to, leading to confusion in everyday situations. Picture this: you're approaching a crosswalk, and someone is standing nearby but hasn't stepped onto the road yet. In the past, you might have continued driving, assuming they'll wait. But under newer regulations, you may now be required to slow down or stop, even if their intention isn't immediately clear. Missing that moment of judgment could result in a violation. Another common scenario involves cyclists. Many drivers still underestimate how much space cyclists legally require. Passing too closely or failing to recognize bike lanes can now lead to fines, and more importantly, put lives at risk. So what's the smart approach? Start treating every pedestrian and cyclist as a top priority. Slow down in urban areas, give extra space, and always be prepared to stop. Because in today's driving environment, it's not just about following the road, it's about respecting everyone who uses it. Let's be real. Have you ever been unsure whether to stop for a pedestrian or keep going? Share your experience in the comments. And if you value the effort we put into making these updates simple and clear, take a moment to subscribe. It's just one click, but it means everything to us. Number 9. Tougher license penalties. In 2026, it's no longer just about getting a ticket, it's about how fast your license can be affected. New laws are imposing stricter penalties for even minor infractions, meaning small mistakes can quickly add up and lead to suspensions, higher insurance rates, or worse. Many drivers are unaware of how fast points accumulate under these updated rules, and that lack of knowledge is putting them at serious risk. Research shows that drivers often underestimate the consequences of minor violations. A single speeding ticket or a moment of distracted driving that might have been brushed off before can now carry long-term repercussions. With point accumulation systems becoming stricter, even repeat offenses that were previously forgiven are now counted with much less leniency. Imagine this: you've had a smooth driving record for years, and then you get 2 small fines within a short period. Suddenly, your license is on the line, your insurance skyrockets, and you're forced to take defensive driving courses just to maintain compliance. This is the reality many drivers face in California under the new 2026 rules. The key takeaway: every infraction matters more than ever. It's no longer safe to assume that minor mistakes will go unnoticed or forgiven. Keep track of your driving history, understand how points are applied, and treat every ticket with seriousness. Because in this new era, protecting your driving privileges isn't just about obeying the law, it's about staying fully aware of how small actions add up over time. Here's a question for you. Have you ever underestimated how quickly points could add up on your license? Share your story in the comments. We'd love to hear it. And if you appreciate the time and effort we put into breaking this all down for you, just subscribe. It's one click and it helps us keep making videos that actually matter. Number 10. Climate and emissions regulations. Driving in 2026 isn't just about following traffic rules. It's also about adapting to stricter environmental laws. California is leading the charge with new regulations targeting vehicle emissions, fuel efficiency, and even idling habits. What this means for drivers is simple but crucial. Neglecting your vehicle's environmental compliance can now carry real fines. Many drivers don't realize that these laws aren't just for fleet vehicles, they apply to everyday personal cars as well. Studies show that poorly maintained vehicles produce significantly higher emissions, contributing to urban air pollution and health risks. In response, lawmakers have made it mandatory for drivers to keep their vehicles in proper working order. This includes regular emissions testing, maintenance of exhaust systems, and adherence to idling restrictions. Failure to comply can result in fines, penalties, or even restrictions on your ability to legally operate your vehicle. Picture this: you're running late and leave your car idling for a few extra minutes while loading passengers. In the past, no one would have noticed, but now, under stricter emission enforcement, that brief habit could be flagged as a violation. Or imagine skipping a minor maintenance check on your exhaust system. It may seem harmless, but it could land you in trouble with authorities during routine inspections. The solution: take a proactive approach. Keep your car well maintained, schedule emissions inspections on time, and follow local guidelines for idling and fuel efficiency. Staying informed and compliant isn't just about avoiding fines. It's about protecting the environment and ensuring you can continue driving without surprises. Here's a thought. Have you ever ignored a minor maintenance task thinking it wouldn't matter? Share your experience in the comments. It could help others avoid the same mistake. And if you value the effort we put into simplifying these complex laws, hit subscribe. It's just one click, but it keeps us motivated to bring you more videos that actually help. The landscape of driving in California is changing faster than ever before. From advanced vehicle technology to stricter phone rules, from night driving regulations to environmental compliance, every aspect of being behind the wheel now comes with new responsibilities. What's clear is that millions of drivers are unprepared, and simply relying on old habits could lead to fines, penalties, or even license suspensions. The 10 reasons we covered aren't just isolated rules. They represent a fundamental shift in how driving is approached. Technology can assist us, but it doesn't replace awareness. New enforcement tools, smarter cars, and tighter regulations mean that staying safe, lawful, and informed requires proactive effort. It's no longer enough to know the basics. Drivers must continuously update their knowledge, adapt their habits, and pay attention to both traditional and evolving road rules. This isn't about creating fear, it's about empowerment. Understanding these changes gives you the upper hand, allowing you to avoid penalties, drive safely, and even protect your license from unnecessary risks. Whether it's slowing down for pedestrians, correctly using advanced features in your car, or keeping your vehicle compliant with emissions laws, the difference between being prepared and being caught off guard is knowledge and timely action. So take a moment to review your driving habits, check your vehicle, and make a plan to stay informed. The roads are safer for everyone when drivers are educated, responsible, and aware of new rules. Remember, these changes are here to protect you, your passengers, and everyone else on the road. Being proactive now ensures that 2026 doesn't catch you by surprise, and keeps your driving record and safety intact. Which of these new laws surprised you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We love reading every response. And if you appreciate the effort we put into making this guide clear and actionable, subscribe to our channel. It's just one click, and it keeps us creating videos that actually help you stay safe and informed.